XPENG overvalued? Is it a good investment? Are you late to the party? In today's video, I will do a deep dive into the company and expose the good, the bad, and the ugly. Welcome back to Studio Invest. I'm Joy, and today we'll be looking at the company, including their leadership, their vehicles, and something I found pretty surprising. Here's a hint. It doesn't have wheels. Their buyer demographic, their market advantages and challenges, some potential skeletons in their closet, and finish it off with where we see this market heading. Sit tight and stick around for this entire video because we can't wait to share our findings with you. The Chinese market is exploding right now, with NIO, Li Auto, and now XPENG leading the way. A combination of increased consumer demand coupled with the Chinese government's desire to decrease emission and combat global warming has given these companies the launching pad necessary to grow. Since going public in August, XPENG has experienced phenomenal growth. Against that backdrop, combined with a positive third quarter report that came out on November 12th, we believe we are looking at a massive implications for this company and its stock moving forward. Feel free to support the channel by signing up at eToro with the link below, where you can buy stocks free of any commissions, leaving you with more profit. You can also buy fractional shares. So, for example, perhaps you want to spend, or you don't want to spend, $3,000 on one Amazon stock. Here, you can buy a small part of one stock instead. EV vehicles come and go. The list of companies who try to become a rival to Tesla reads like a who's who of businesses, including Dyson, Faraday, Bright Automotive, and AMP, among others. Most fail for a million different reasons, including undercapitalization, lack of management, or subpar technology. This is not the case with XPENG. It is backed by some of China's wealthiest companies, including Alibaba. You know, Jack Ma? A company on track to handle $1 trillion per year in transactions. Alibaba's parent company, the Ant Group, was on its way to being the beneficiary of the largest IPO in Chinese history. That hasn't quite worked out at this point, but that's another story. So why are they invested in this company? We believe they see the vision behind it. It also doesn't hurt that one of their former executives, He Xiaoping, is one of the co-founders of XPENG. If you'll pardon this terrible pun, but He Xiaoping is driven to success. He is quoted as saying, "From where I stand, the future will definitely be internet-connected smart cars. I am confident enough that I am willing to bet all of my wealth." He certainly seems to be backing that claim up. Up to 43% of XPENG's workforce is devoted to research and development. Besides Tesla, no other EV company is this dedicated to the technology side of their vehicles. Like Tesla, XPENG views itself as a technology company first and a vehicle company second. We believe this will be a significant distinction for this company going forward. I'll explain why in a few seconds. If you're new here, please remember to subscribe and press the like button. It helps us put out great content regularly just for you. And don't forget to press that bell icon and get notifications when we put out great new content. The vehicles. They have two vehicles, an SUV, the G3, and the P7, their four-door sedan. While the SUV was their first vehicle, it's clear that they're betting everything on the P7. I'll go into their third quarter results in a few minutes. But one thing I will mention right now is that it's important to state the fact that the total P7s delivered for the quarter, 98% can support XPilot 2.5 and XPilot 3.0. I'll explain why that's important in a few minutes. But first, let's take a closer look at their sedan. The P7 has been reported to have a range of 706 kilometers between charges. This is absolutely amazing. It is the longest amongst all EV vehicles in China right now, including Tesla, whose longest range vehicle is a respectable 646 kilometers. Flying cars? Just a side note, but we found this really interesting thing. In late September of 2020, XPENG revealed at a Beijing auto show an electric flying vehicle, the first in a series it is said to be developing. The prototype was developed by XPENG High-Tech, a technology unit majorly owned by XPENG and CEO He Xiaoping. It's called Kiwi Gogo, with 8 propellers and can carry up to 2 passengers. It's been described as a human-carrying drone. It will hover at 5 to 25 meters. It's powered by an all-electric source. But that's obvious, right? It's in the concept phase at this point, but it's easy to see this as an ambitious project. XPENG stated that they wouldn't invest heavily in the project until they've done more thorough research into the space. However, at this point, it looks like a passion project more than anything. They're quoted as saying they will evaluate prospects of the space in detail before proceeding with any substantial investment in this area. In other words, their core competency will remain in their vehicles. In a press release, XPENG said, "The unit is part of the company's long-term research and development, and the core businesses and development strategy remain unchanged." They've taken out 15 proprietary intellectual property rights for it and run approximately 10,000 safety tests. I believe they are serious about it, but the timing has to be right. In the meantime, there are some side benefits from this research. Better precision and mapping technologies will only help their software and vehicles going forward. Another issue that this isn't with the technology itself, although that's always a concern, is with the legal landscape surrounding flying and hovering vehicles. This will be need to addressed by each government the Kiwi Gogo wants to be sold in. What this project shows me is just how willing they are to think outside the box. Well, so who buys these cars? XPENG's target market is medium to high-end consumers. Their price point is a little lower than, say, Tesla or NIO demographic. That's not necessarily a bad thing either, as I'll explain. Brian Gu, vice chairman and president, is quoted as saying that many Chinese consumers will test drive the Tesla Model 3 before buying the P7. And this is one of the distinguishing factors XPENG holds over the competition. Its advanced software and price point. You never want to be viewed as the cheapest option on the market. I don't believe XPENG is trying to do that. But what they are trying to do is showing that their vehicle's value, but with an affordable price point. I'll go into more detail about the software in just a second. So what advantages does XPENG have over its competitors? Well, looking at you, NIO, it is having its own manufacturing plants. The first is a contract manufacturing facility that produces the G3, their SUV. The second facility is one they built from the ground up. This is a smart facility where they produce the P7 sedan. This gives them a massive advantage because by owning the facilities, they can control the manufacturing costs. And it will be a huge, significant factor moving forward. As most of you car fanatics know, XPENG's XPilot 2.5 software installed in their vehicles is considered some of the most advanced AI software on the market. I'll go in depth about that in a second, but their software actually beats Tesla in certain instances. Just a reminder, but we from Studio Invest would really appreciate if you would hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Here are some highlights of the software that actually beats Tesla. XPilot 2.5 is an automated driving system manufactured for China. XPENG demonstrated that self-driving technology did a little bit better than Tesla for Chinese road conditions. It can do everything from assessing road conditions and traffic to monitoring driver fatigue and health status. They plan to roll out XPilot 3.0 by 2021, which is their navigation pilot upgrade, and it is being touted as having one of the highest level of autonomous driving capabilities on the market. Well, what challenges does XPENG face? It can't all be good. Deliveries for October are up year over year, but down slightly from September. In October, XPENG delivered 3,040 smart EVs. This was an increase of 229%. However, the numbers are slightly lower than the September's numbers of 3,478 deliveries, which was a record month. This dip may or may not mean anything, only time can tell. But it is something you want to keep your eyes on. It could be bad if it becomes a trend. All of that being said, a strong third quarter showing their first reporting period as a public company has certainly blessed the stock. On the other hand, NIO increased its deliveries from September to October and increased their deliveries 64% for October year over year. One cause for concern with XPENG has to do with its batteries. XPENG's F1 filling states the range of our smart EVs on a single charge declines over time, which may negatively influence potential customers' decisions whether to purchase our smart EV. This is not just a concern for XPENG. This affects the entire EV market, except for NIO. They have a flexible battery upgrade plan, which is definitely a competitive advantage. They call it a battery as a service. This is probably XPENG's most significant disadvantage. There's been talk of corporate espionage. Accusations of stealing Tesla's technology have plagued the company for a while now. Whether or not that turns into anything is up for debate and will have to be determined by the courts. If you look at their respective websites though, you'll see incredible similarities. Doesn't mean anything though? Who knows? I don't think consumers will care as long as they get a quality vehicle, it drives, and it certainly looks like XPENG will be supplying that for some time to come. Is XPENG a bargain right now? Let's put this up front. We are not financial advisors, and of course, you need to do your own research. Still, this field is filled with great potential, and XPENG in particular seems like it is definitely on the right track. With their price point and advanced technology, we don't see this company going anywhere but forward for a while. We believe it's safe to bet that the EV market is here to stay. So there you have it. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, maybe not so ugly, but you know what we mean. This market is certainly exciting, and there are tons of opportunities ahead. We hope that this video helped you out and gave you some new information. Let us know in the comments what you think of XPENG's advantages and disadvantages are. And if we've missed something, I can't wait to read them. Also, if you watched all the way to the end, I love you. You're awesome. Don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe and hit the notification bell for more stock and electric vehicle contents just like this. And I'll see you in the next one.